your two hosts, Carlos and Dylan.
What's up, Gator Nation? Today we're doing a special show because the Gators are on a bye week, but we decided we're going to go ahead and do the pick'ems for week 5. So give me a few minutes while I recover the pick'ems. What's up, Dylan? How you doing?
Good to be here. Excited to do our pick'ems. I know, I mentioned it last show. We didn't do too well last week. I missed a couple, but This week I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident.
We're going to go ahead and, even though it's going to be seen on Saturday morning, we're going to go ahead and do Friday this week because they've got some good matchups on Friday. So I figured we'll do Friday also.
Sounds good. We even got a game. We're shooting on Thursday, but we got a game tonight too.
Yeah, we got Army. We can do that one just for fun since we don't have to cover the Gators this week.
Yeah, might as well one game.
Army at East Carolina University.
Yeah, the one tonight. I'll be watching probably. The NFL game's kind of boring. I'm going Army here. I think. I mean, it's I don't believe they're favored, and a lot of people are gonna lean the other way, but Army's had some, they lost to Tarleton State, but they've bounced back. They looked really good. So I'll take Army here.
Who's the current coach at ECU? It's not Skip, right?
I couldn't tell you. I don't believe so, though.
Because they were good when Skip was there. Skip Holtz.
Yeah. They've been solid this year, but I think Army gets them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to go with my co-host and friend Dylan on this one. I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going to go Army. Tomorrow, Friday, even though you guys are going to see this on Saturday, number 8 FSU at University of Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could buy into this whole look-ahead thing everyone's saying. Everyone's saying they're going to be looking ahead to Miami. They're not going to be paying attention. I don't think so. I don't think Virginia is good enough to really catch them. I think Virginia got a good offense. I like, Chandler Morris there. That being said, give me FSU. I think they cover the spread even of 7.5, and I think they win it pretty solid.
Yeah, the spread is, it went down a point, 6.5.
Oh, 6.5 now, even better.
I'm going to pick FSU. I don't think UAV is the UAV we're accustomed to. So yeah. I think it's FSU. And I think FSU, even though it pains me to say this, but I think Norvell's saving his job and FSU's officially back.
Yeah. Man, surprising coming into the year that, they're back.
Yeah, but I think they're officially back.
Yeah.
Number 24, TCU at Arizona State.
Yeah, this one surprised me. I mean, I've been, ever since the start of the year, I was high on Arizona State. I thought they were going to be fine without Scatterbo. They came out, they didn't look fine. They lost to Mississippi State, and then they bounced back in a big way. They pick up a solid win, and now they're favored against TCU. And, even though TCU's ranked and they're not, they're still favored. I believe TCU's a much better team. I think TCU wins this one. I've been on the Josh Hoover train for the whole year. I think they're really good. I mean, we saw it. We saw it against SMU. We see this team. They're really good, in my opinion. I'm going TCU here. I think that a lot of people say they're overranked. I think they're underranked. I think they're a really good team.
I think they're a good team myself. Arizona State given 3.5.
Yeah, true. I'm taking TCU there. Give me the points.
I'm gonna stick with Dylan. I don't think Arizona State is the same type of team we saw last year. They don't have their running back is not as good as Scatterbo, so I'm going to stick with TCU. University of Houston, and if I'm not mistaken, Oregon State has an interim head coach.
Yes, sir. No, not Oregon State. Unless I missed something. I think you're thinking about Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oregon State still got their coach. They're not very good though. They've been struggling. Malik Murphy's just not looked very good, which, was surprising to me.
Their colors are similar, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. They're very similar teams, too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Houston here. I think it's great to see, their quarterback, Texas A&M transfer, who was supposed to be, Connor Wegman was supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, kind of fell off, but it's good to see him bounce back at Houston. I'll take Houston here.
I'm taking Houston too. Oregon State is not the Oregon State I was used to when growing up,
Yeah.
and it's not the Oregon State I knew when the old UM coach Dennis, I can't think of his name now, but he has gray hair. Well, now even deeper gray hair because he's older. But it's not the same Oregon State I grew up with. I'm going Houston. Number 16, Georgia Tech. This is already Saturday at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I've been seeing people say that, Georgia Tech struggles with these teams. I've been seeing people say that, this is kind of an upset alert. I don't agree with that. I think Georgia Tech is different than usual. I think they're really good. I think, Brett and Keys built something great there. I'm taking Georgia Tech pretty easily here. I also think that Wake Forest, I've watched them a couple times. They haven't been that impressive. So give me Georgia Tech here.
I'm saying Georgia Tech in a blowout. Number 21, and I still don't understand how their opponent is still ranked, but it is what it is. Number 21 USC at number 23 Illinois.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I said it at the last pick'em. I said I've been disrespecting Illinois. I guess that they're really for real. I was saying they're overrated, and then out of nowhere they ball out. I mean, now they get blown out by Indiana. That was insane. So you got to pick USC here. I really like what I've seen from them. I watched that Michigan State game. That was a really fun game, but never, in doubt. They were always going to win that game. So give me USC here and Jaden Mayava.
I'm picking USC. The next one's a little bit of an interesting matchup. I might end up watching this game on Saturday at noon on ABC. Number 22 Notre Dame at Arkansas.
Yeah, this one I was just talking to one of my friends about how crazy it is that Notre Dame's still ranked. They're 1-2, and their win is to Purdue, which is not a very good school.
Yep.
Arkansas. If Arkansas had done its job against Memphis, I would feel a lot more confident in picking them, just because they looked good, and then all of a sudden you blow it against Memphis. Ugly game. You had to win, and you blew it. That being said, I'm going to still stick with the upset. I'm going Arkansas here. I think, when you give up 30 points to Purdue as Notre Dame, that's really telling that your defense isn't what we thought it was. We thought that after Miami, but there was question marks. We thought it after Texas A&M, but it was like, maybe those are two good teams. Purdue's not a very good team. So I think Notre Dame's not who they were last year. I do, I like CJ Carr a little bit, but that being said, Taylor Green is going to have a field day. Give me Arkansas here.
Guys, first of all, before I announce my pick, you guys have the Notre Dame coach as one of the guys you want to replace Billy in the top 5. I don't want him in Gainesville. Please keep him at South Bend. You can Christmas wrap him if you want. I don't want him in Gainesville because he's showing that he had a good quarterback and that's how he won, and he had a running quarterback and that's how he won. I'm picking the upset. Arkansas it is. Rutgers at Minnesota.
Yeah, this one's another surprising line. Minnesota's favored in this game. I think that's kind of crazy. I have not been impressed with Minnesota whatsoever. Every game I've watched,
they are favored.
I left thinking that, Minnesota wasn't a great team after every game I watched. And Rutgers, I mean, that's not saying Rutgers had the season they wanted to. They struggled with some teams here and there. They haven't looked necessarily dominant. I'm still going Rutgers here. I think that Rutgers is good. I think their quarterback, he has a tough name to say, but he's a really good quarterback. They got some speed at wide receiver. Antoine Randall at running back, or Antoine Raymond, is a really good running back. I'll go Rutgers here.
I'm sticking with Rutgers. I just believe that Rutgers is the better team. So Rutgers it is for me. The next one's a little hard for me because I don't know if they won, but they were winning when I stopped watching the game last week. And they kind of bit me in the ass if they end up winning because I picked against them. Duke at the Orangemen, the Syracuse Orangemen.
Yeah. Syracuse pulled off a huge upset against Clemson. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I mean, I entered the year pretty high on Syracuse. Then after that Tennessee loss, I kind of cooled down on them. But hey, they get Clemson. The unfortunate part for them is Steve Angeli's now out for the year, hurt his knee again. So they're going to be with a backup quarterback here against Duke. Duke beat NC State pretty handily. I've been high on Duke too. I thought, I was pretty disappointed with how they battled against Illinois, but they bounced back. I'm going Duke here. I think the backup quarterback situation at Syracuse kind of handicaps them, even though Ricky Collins he was a big time recruit at one point. I think, Duke has Darian Mensah, a really good quarterback, and their defense is pretty solid. So give me Duke.
I'm going Duke. And if they bite me in the ass again, then that'll be the last time I pick against Syracuse. Next matchup for Saturday, Louisville at Pitt.
Oh my gosh, this one I took like 30 minutes to pick this one, man. This one is tough because Louisville, you look at it on paper and you kind of just say, yeah, give me Louisville here, right? Undefeated.
Yeah,
team.
It looks like that, yeah.
Undefeated team. Pitt just lost to not Wake Forest, sorry. Their rival West Virginia. Virginia, a bad loss. That was such a weird game where they kind of just let it go. It was a really bad loss. That being said, I think the game's going to be closer than people think. I think Louisville has kind of underwhelmed me lately. I think I watched the game against James Madison and I really wasn't impressed by them. Obviously, James Madison's a solid team, but I wasn't impressed. This one's really tough for me. I really want to take the underdog here, but I'm sticking with Louisville. I think they, Isaac Brown's an amazing running back. I'm sticking with their talent. Miller Moss is a good quarterback, and they got good wide receivers. So I'll take Louisville here, even though I'm tempted.
I agree with everything Dylan said, and I'm going to stick. And as I scroll and pick the game, Louisville's giving 4.5.
Yeah. Might be a one-score. It might be a 3-point game, in my guess.
As I was scrolling to look at the spread, I'm going to stick with Louisville. I can't, based on what I saw from Pitt last week, I agree with Dylan. Louisville it is. If Pitt comes bite me in the ass, well, so be it. It is what it is. It's football. Any given Saturday. Cincinnati at the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah, I'm. This one's pretty easy for me. I think Kansas is going to win this one pretty easily. I haven't been, necessarily impressed with Cincinnati, even though they kept it close, a couple games, especially with Nebraska. I was surprised by that. That being said, Kansas, Jalen Daniels is a good quarterback. He's back. He's old and he's back, but he's playing at a high level. So give me Kansas here pretty easily.
I'm picking Kansas in a cakewalk. I think Cincinnati has dropped off since they've lost their major coaches, especially when I think Brian Kelly was a Cincinnati coach at one time. So I'm picking Kansas in a cakewalk. The next one should be a cakewalk, and we both don't like them. UCF at Kansas State University.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. This one wasn't necessarily a cakewalk for me just because Kansas State has looked so bad. They have lost games that they shouldn't have lost. They've been close with the games that they should have been blowing teams out with.
Yep.
So that's really scary. And UCF, I give them credit. After week 1, I was laughing about how bad they looked against Jack State. They almost lost to Jack State. They honestly should have lost to Jack State. But they've bounced back in a big way. I mean, they just killed Bill Belichick and UNC, which I thought was crazy. I mean,
no way.
They killed him. It was like
I didn't watch that game, so I you just shocked me right now.
It was a huge win. I've been surprised by UCF. They bounced back in a big way after week 1.
So they shattered our records last week.
Yeah,
I haven't calculated them yet.
We all picked UNC, so that was
wow.
That being said, you want to pick the 3-0 team that just is coming off a huge win, but Kansas State just still has so much talent. Avery Johnson's still the quarterback there. They got, Jace Brown at wide receiver. He's really good. I'm going to go with Kansas State here in a weird one that I think it could go either way, but I think Kansas State gets it done.
Who's the current UCF coach?
Scott Frost.
Oh, he went back?
Yeah, he went back. That was a big, return story.
No way.
Yep. He's got him buzzing. I'll give him credit. He's got him 3-0.
Now you've got me thinking.
It's a tough one. This one's tough.
He was coaching good when he left. When he left.
Yeah, it's a really tough one in my opinion.
And I don't like them. That's the thing too. I'm gonna have to go with the home team, but it can be a close one.
Yeah.
So Kansas State it is. University of South Alabama versus University of North Texas.
Yeah, give me North Texas here. They're a wagon, man. They're just killing teams. They're looking good. They're winning a lot of games. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have that was Ohio. Sorry, I got it mixed up there for a second. Without that out the way, North Texas still a really good team. Yep. They've been rolling. So give me North Texas here.
I'm picking North Texas. Bowling Green University at University of Ohio.
Here we go. I just mixed them up. Ohio. They have the leading receiver in the nation. He's been balling out. They have Parker Navarro, who I've been hyping up for a while. I think they're a really good team. I think Bowling Green is not a really good team. So give me Ohio here.
I'm going to pick Ohio. Bowling Green used to be a good team, but they're not. So Ohio it is for me. Utah State University against Vandy. Number 18, Vandy. Should I add?
Yeah, you know I'm a big fan of the Vandy guys, the Commodores down there. I'm taking Vandy here. I think they're rolling, and I would not be surprised if they stay undefeated until they get up to, I believe, Bama. They have a shot. They should have a shot at it. So
they got Bama?
They got Bama in a couple weeks, yeah.
I'm going to pick them on that one. They're not the same Bama.
Yeah, we'll see. I could see another upset.
And I guarantee I'm watching that game. Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. So I think Vandy, I think they keep on winning, man. They look really good, so give me Vandy.
I'm picking Vandy, no question to ask. Eastern Michigan University versus Central Michigan University.
Yeah, this one, Eastern Michigan came back to bite me. I mentioned it last week. I think I said they're not a very good team. And then they won against a team that I thought was going to handle them. So that kind of surprised me a little. That being said, I'm still taking Central Michigan here. I think, if you look at their resume of work so far, they snuck one out against San Jose State, who's not a bad team. They kept it close, against a really tough opponent in week 2. And then they won again. So I'm going Central Michigan here. But shout out to Eastern Michigan for making it a thought now.
I'm picking Central Michigan. They're both playing pretty good, but Central Michigan it is because it's a home team. Like GASO versus JMU.
Yeah, Georgia Southern versus James Madison, I believe.
James Madison, yeah.
I'm taking James Madison here. James Madison has looked really good. They look like, they're going to handle their schedule pretty well. Again, they're always kind of, a talented team. So I'm taking James Madison.
Exactly. I'm taking James Madison. I just feel that they're the better team. Arkansas State versus University of Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, this one is another one I was surprised by. I believe ULM is projected, or they're favored in this game. Louisiana.
I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, they're giving 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. I think Arkansas State wins this. I know they haven't been, off to a great start to the year, but I think they're a good team. Jalen Raynor is a solid quarterback. I'm going Arkansas State on the upset here.
I'm going to stick with the home team, even though just because they're the home team, and I haven't watched a lot of Arkansas State, sorry. So, University of Louisiana Monroe it is for me to try to catch up to Dylan, even though I haven't updated our records yet. So I don't know how much our spread is. But Louisiana Monroe for me. Number 1, Ohio State at Washington.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm gonna be watching this game for sure. I
I am
think
watching this one.
Washington is a really good team. Demond Williams is a really good quarterback. Denzel Boston is a really good wide receiver. Jonah Coleman is a really good running back. Their offense has so much talent on it. That being said, it's Ohio State. Ohio State clearly has more talent. I know, they're going into a place they've never played in Washington. They're going into a tough environment, so it will be a fun game. I'm hoping it's really close, and I honestly hope Washington pulls it off. That being said, I'm going Ohio State. Just, I think they have more talent. I think they win.
um, I might be watching this one because I like the one that's coming up next, and I'm gonna pick the upset on this one because I wasn't impressed with the team that's going to this location. Um, I'm gonna pick Ohio State on this one, even though I think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna play it safe. Ohio State it is for me, but I think it's gonna be close. The next one is a all SEC game. Number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm definitely having two screens on Saturday, maybe even three screens. I will be having this game on in the
When I
corner
move to my
there.
apartment, I don't trust me. I'm gonna have to end up having a screen, a computer, and
Yeah,
something else.
exactly. You got to have all the screens on. This one's a banger, man. This one, Ole Miss has really impressed me. Obviously, the big talk is Lane Kiffin. If you're a UF fan, you got to turn on the TV and watch Lane Kiffin, just because there's a lot of talk about it. I'm not saying that's a thing that might happen, but it could. So I've watched them. For them to be that good with their backup quarterback who's from a Division II school from Ferris State, I mean, that's just super exciting for them. I think Austin Simmons is a great quarterback, but Trinidad Chandlis has looked amazing. One of the better quarterbacks so far in the nation. I mean, he can run it, he can pass it. I'm really excited for him. It'll be interesting to see who starts this game. I think, if Simmons is healthy, you kind of feel the need to go to him. I mean, he was your starter. He's a really talented football player, but it's going to be tough with how Chambliss has looked this year. That being said, this might be the unpopular pick because I think a lot of people are going to take Ole Miss. I think they're favored in this game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still taking LSU here. LSU, I know they haven't looked dominating this year. I know that Clemson win looks way worse now because Clemson's not that good. Even the Florida win looks way worse now because Florida hasn't looked that good. But they're just super talented. I buy into the defense, being good this year. I think that's not a fluke just because of the teams they played. I think they have a really good defense. And then on offense, you have to believe that Garrett Nussmeier, with so much talent around him. I mean, they have Caden Durham at running back, a good running back. Barryon Browns is super explosive wide receiver, and that's not even their wide receiver one. Aaron Anderson is, the better wide receiver there. That wide receiver room is deep. I think LSU is stacked, even though they haven't looked it necessarily this year. So give me LSU, but this is going to be an awesome game.
I like Lane Kiffin. He's not my top choice. He's number 2 on my list if Billy were to get fired. I'm going to go with Lane. Give me the Lane train.
Love it. Rocking with your hopefully for future Gator if the fans are right.
Yeah, if it's not the former Gator or Dillingham.
Yeah. Oh, Dillingham. But
I want Dillingham before we get Lane train.
But you picked against Dillingham earlier.
I know. I picked against him.
I get it. It'll make it easier for him to come here if he loses a couple games.
Exactly. And the buyout won't be that high.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Auburn at number 9. Texas A&M.
Another good one. I think this one it is not as tough because I'm still not bought in to Jackson Arnold, and I think it was really impressive that they played in that game against Oklahoma. They kept it really close. I think Auburn in itself is a really good team. That being said, Jackson Arnold just doesn't do it for me. I think as a passer, I don't think he's that good. I think, he kind of got exposed. And the worst part is I think Cam Coleman is a top 3 wide receiver in college football. That guy is phenomenal. That guy, he reminds me of Jeremiah Smith in a way that, like, when he's going, he's dominant. You can just throw him the ball blindly. Don't even look. Throw him the ball. He'll catch it. I think he's so talented. And I think Jackson Arnold is honestly holding him down a little bit, if I had to be honest. So with all that hate on Auburn, I'm not saying they're not a bad team. I actually do like Auburn. That being said, I'm going Texas A&M here. I think it's in Texas A&M. Am I right with that?
Yes, it is in Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think the home field advantage gets it done. I think, they've proven that they're a pretty solid squad this year. So give me Texas A&M.
Guys, I'm going to give you a little hint by this pick. We play them in about 2 weeks. All I can tell you is this. Based on this pick, I'm going to give you a clue into my pick for 2 weeks. Give me Texas A&M and a blowout. Because I'm a Gator, don't get me wrong, but I'm already at the prove it stage.
I see a point.
Napier and DJ Lagway and company have to prove it to me that they're back and that they can run the table for the rest of the games in order to give us a shot at what they promised and gaslight us for the beginning of the year.
I think that's where most people are at right now, to be honest. It's a tough one.
Next game, number 11 Indiana at Iowa. And this
give me. Yeah, it is pretty easy, I think. I mean, I said that I thought both teams last week were frauds, and Indiana did not look like a fraud against a ranked opponent. They looked really good. Fernando Mendoza is a good quarterback. We've talked about him. He's pretty solid. Elijah Surratt is a great wide receiver 1. So this one's easy for me. I don't think Iowa's that good. I think their quarterback was super hyped up because he could complete a pass for 5 yards, and that's not cutting it. So give me Indiana here.
Give me Indiana. I'm not even going to do a spiel about this. Straight up, it's Indiana. Iowa is not the Iowa of old, and I thought they would be. UCLA at Northwestern.
Yeah, this one made me think for a little because UCLA, obviously, they have an interim head coach. They fired their head coach, but they have talent. I mean, you look at that roster, it's not hard to see players that are being underused and, have underwhelmed. So
sounds like a familiar story of a Gator that we currently have.
That is very true. That is very true. So, I kind of sit at it with, I could see them winning this game and kind of surprising some people with how, good they look, considering they've looked awful this year. With the new coach, you never know. That being said, I need to see it first. We mentioned it with Florida. You need to see it before you believe it. I need to see that, even if, the coach is gone, was it a coaching problem or was it a little of both? So I'm going to go with Northwestern here.
I'm going to go with Northwestern. I think they're a pair of bad teams. And Northwestern is the home team. So Northwestern it is for me. Cal at BC.
This one's tough, man. Cal, what happened last week? They get blown out by San Diego State. No one sees it coming.
I didn't think about that one.
No one thought about it. I think it was, kind of just people didn't even want to watch it because, Cal's just going to blow them out of the water. And then it happens. I kind of went on a spiel last week about I don't think Cal is, elite like a lot of people think. I told some people that they're not going to go undefeated just because they have an easy schedule. And that kind of happened quicker than I expected. That being said, I do think that they're better than what we saw on Saturday. I think that they will bounce back. The problem is Boston College is a solid team. I mean, Boston College, Dylan I can't say his last name, but their quarterback, he was an Alabama transfer. He has been good this year. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has the stats. I think Lewis Bond at wide receiver is really good. I think they have, talent. And, Bill O'Brien, is he a good coach? The jury's still out in college if he's still a good coach. That being said, I'm taking him here. Give me Bill O'Brien to get it done. And I think Cal, starts licking its wounds a little bit now, losing 2 games that I don't think a lot of people expected them to.
Cal's bit me twice in the butt. Give me BC and Bill O'Brien. I know it's his first year or second year. I don't know, but it's his first year, right?
Second year. He was there last year with Thomas.
Okay. Give me BC and Bill O'Brien. Baylor at Oklahoma State University.
Here's Oklahoma State. They got their coach out of there. That was a crazy thing. He's been there for a while. So it's gonna be weird seeing them.
A long while. I was a kid, teenager when he.
Crazy stuff. It shows how easy it is to move on from a coach for some schools and not for others. But with that out the way,
a little subtle jab.
I think.
SS, are you listening?
I think Baylor gets it done here. I think Baylor's a good squad. I don't think Oklahoma State necessarily has the talent either way to get it done. So give me Baylor here.
I'm gonna go with Baylor. I think Oklahoma State's in shambles. They don't even know what direction they're gonna go. So give me Baylor, even though they bitten me twice so far in the buttocks. Utah at West Virginia.
Yeah, give me Utah on a bounce back here. I mean, I took them last week. Like you said, they bit me. They bit me in the buttocks, man.
Yeah, I think we both took them last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Texas Tech comes out there and shows off. Texas Tech has their backup quarterback come in, even though Brent Martin's a really good quarterback. He gets hurt, and they don't even – they get better, honestly. They didn't drop off once. They got – they flat out whooped Utah, which was surprising. I think Utah bounces back here. I still think they're a really good team. Devon Dampier had flashes last week. He had that huge touchdown called back. That sucked. So I'm going Utah bounce back here.
I'm going to go let me see the spread. Utah giving 12.5.
Yeah. I agree. I think they'll get it done pretty solid.
I'm going Utah. UConn versus Buffalo.
Yeah, one of these 2 schools that kind of have impressed me so far this year and just how they've looked. UConn was surprising to me. That being said, Buffalo, I've talked about it for a while. They're one of those smaller teams that I'm impressed by. I think their wide receiver, Victor Snow, is really good. Their running back's really good. Their quarterback's pretty solid. I'm going Buffalo here. I think it'll be a close one. I think both teams have, looked better than I expected, but give me Buffalo here.
Yeah, I just believe Buffalo's a better team, and they're the home team also. Give me Buffalo. San Diego State versus NIU.
Yeah, give me the San Diego State coming off a huge win against Cal. Got to give them credit, blow them out the water. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Here maybe they get caught up in their own hype because you're coming off a big win. I don't see that happening. I think San Diego State gets it done.
Give me San Diego State, even though NIU's the home team. They're not good at all. Give me San Diego State. Rice at Navy.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy for me. Give me Navy here. Not too much to talk about. I think Navy gets this one done easily.
Yeah, guys, go ahead and give me Navy. Myself, I don't think. Rice is not at the level of Navy, so give me Navy. Akron at Toledo.
Yeah, Akron was one of those teams where they were not good. They were the team that started off with 0 points through 2 weeks. They got on the board. They got they've been doing better, but Toledo's just really good. I think Toledo, they have the talent. They have everything they need to win football games, and I think they get it done pretty easily here.
Give me Toledo on myself too. Next game, Lynn at Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, did you say Minnesota, right?
Lynn at Miami of
Oh,
Ohio.
Lynn. Yeah, Miami, Ohio. Give me Miami, Ohio here. I mean, they kept it. I honestly thought they were gonna beat UNLV there for a long period of time. They looked better than UNLV for 3/4 of the game. I think it'll be interesting to see if their quarterback's back. I know that Daquan got hurt. I don't know if he's back, but still giving Miami, Ohio. They impressed me last week.
What school is Lynn at?
I think Linwood maybe. I'm not sure.
Linwood. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Give me Miami of Ohio. New Mexico State University versus University of New Mexico.
Yeah, fun little rivalry matchup here. That'll be a fun one for those fans. I won't be watching. I'm sure no one will be watching, but their fans will have fun. Give me New Mexico here. They've looked like the better team. They have the better resume. Give me New Mexico pretty easily.
Agreed with my co-host and friend. Give me New Mexico. It's plain and simple. They look like a better team. Tulane versus TLSA.
Yeah, Tulane versus Tulsa. Tulane kind of got exposed there a little bit. I thought they would look better against Ole Miss. Ole Miss just came out and, they're looking like a wrecking ball right now. They crushed them. So shout out Lane Kiffin again for that. Still think Tulane's a good team. I still think Jake Retzloff is a really good quarterback. It was crazy. He had I think he was 0 for 10 to start the game. I don't think he had a completion for the whole first quarter. That was crazy. But I still think he's a good quarterback. Give me Tulane in a big bounce back.
Give me Tulane. I don't think Tulsa stands a chance. Hawaii at Air Force. And I know you love Hawaii.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you, I stayed up. The Hawaii game last week started at 11:59 at night. I stayed up to watch my boys. I thought they were going to get the easy win. Mike Alihado was back. And yet, in devastating fashion, they lose on a 2-point conversion. They had the 2-point conversion go through the wide receiver's hands to send it into overtime. That was devastating for me. They didn't look as good as I expected. And it's tough because I think Air Force is a really good team this year. They just put in their new quarterback who actually was throwing the ball really well. They've looked good this year. So I think, if I wasn't biased, I'm probably picking Air Force here. But I got to stick with my guys, Hawaii. I'm going down with the ship here. I think that they bounce back. I think they look better than they did. I think Mike Alejandro doesn't throw 3 interceptions like he did. And I think they get the dub here. Give me Hawaii again.
I'm torn here because I know Hawaii's good, but Air Force has been playing good too. I'm torn. I've gone with Hawaii a couple times, and they've beaten me. But give me the Air Force Academy.
I love it. Catching up a little.
And this one's tough for me because people are not talking about this program, but it's a shocker in the SEC. And I'm surprised they're not in the top 25. Tennessee at Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, last year I was high on Mississippi State coming in. I thought that they were going to be a good team. I thought Blake Shapen was a good quarterback. And then immediately they bit me in the butt. Arizona State, Cam Scatterbo went for 300 yards against them, and it was some crazy stuff. That being said, they've bounced back this year in a big way. They've gotten some solid wins. I agree with you. I think that there's a real argument to be made that they should be ranked. That being said, Tennessee has really impressed me when I thought they wouldn't. I didn't think they would be good this year. I think they're a lot better than, everyone expected. So give me Tennessee here again.
I'm going to take Tennessee. I've been riding the Tennessee train from the beginning. If Mississippi State beats them, please put them in the top 25. At least put them 19 because they've shown, if this happens, they've shown they deserve to start rising in the polls.
I think that they'll probably shoot up to top 15, maybe. Top 15, top 18.
Could be. And wouldn't it be surprised if they're playing for a playoff spot eventually?
Mm.
because if they win that one, it's good. MTSU at Kennesaw.
Yeah, I'm going Kennesaw State here. They've had some pretty solid wins, and then in a loss or two, they've kept it close against teams I didn't expect them to keep it close with. I think this one's Kennesaw State pretty easily.
I'm doing Kennesaw State. Liberty at Old Dominion, a pretty good game.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a good game. Shout out Old Dominion, man. They've looked good this year. They keep it close with teams that they shouldn't keep it close with, and they've dominated. They dominated Virginia Tech. They've looked really good. That's why I'm gonna have to go with them. I know Liberty's a good team. They're always kind of a good team, but I think Old Dominion gets it done here.
I'm kind of like struggling with this. I'm gonna stick with Dylan. Old Dominion it is for me because I'm struggling. I could really throw a coin and one heads and one is tails, but I'm gonna go Old Dominion. University of Rhode Island versus WMU.
Yeah, this one was tough too because Rhode Island is 4-0. Western Michigan is still favored to dominate them, and I wanted to say, maybe upset, but I'm not impressed by Rhode Island's resume. I think Western Michigan still gets it done, so give me Western Michigan here.
I agree. Rhode Island has what I've seen from highlights hasn't impressed me. Give me Western Michigan. Arizona at number 14, Iowa State.
Yeah, this one will be interesting. I'm tempted to switch my pick here just because I'm a big Noah Fafita guy. I think Arizona last year kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth because I expected them to be really good. They were not really good. They were pretty bad. But this year they've looked good. I mean, they destroyed my Hawaii team. That was tough. They've looked good this year. Iowa State has looked all right. I wouldn't say they are anything special. We kind of hyped them up because they beat Kansas State so easily, but that loss or that win is looking a lot worse now. So, I don't know. I do like Rocco Beck. I'm gonna stick with Ohio State. Iowa State. That's my original pick. I'm really tempted to flip it to Arizona, but I'm gonna be boring and take Iowa State.
And it's on ESPN at 7 p.m., so who knows if I'll end up watching that. I'm going to stick with Iowa State even though they've been struggling. So I think Iowa State it is. Virginia Tech at North Carolina State University.
Yeah, NC State has been a team I've been, hyping up. I still think they're really good. I still think their quarterback is super talented. Pretty easy one for me. I think Hollywood Smothers is a really good running back. Give me NC State here.
Give me NC State. Virginia Tech is going through turmoil. They're sitting with an interim coach. You don't know how that will turn out. So give me NC State. Memphis at FAU.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy for me too. Memphis has looked like a good team. They just knocked off Arkansas. They're pretty well coached. Give me Memphis.
Now we got two marquee matchups for the week. Number 6 Oregon and number 3 Penn State.
Yeah, this one's tough. This one's tough because
give me Memphis. That's not an issue.
I think both these teams are good. Both these teams are rated highly. I also think that both these teams haven't proved it to me yet. I've actually been disappointed in Penn State. I came into the year a big, sun pumper for Penn State. I said Drew Allar would be better this year. I said the hate on him is because of the wide receiver play. I think this year he has good wide receivers, and they've just looked mid, to be honest. They've played really bad opponents, and they haven't beaten them like they should have. That being said, you turn around and you play Oregon. Oregon's a really good team. I think we see them put it together more against Oregon. I think we see a more full game from them when they have to do it. I do like Dante Moore. I do like DeCorian Moore, the wide receiver at Oregon. And this one, it was really tough. I think that Oregon has proved more this year, but I think Penn State is talented, I think this is the first game they really show that they're one of the best teams in the nation for real. Give me Penn State here.
Sorry, I put my phone on airplane mode on purpose.
Okay.
So the calls don't come through because I do stuff on the side, and I just saw a message that it went down, and I know the phone's gonna blow up, so I just put it on airplane mode right now.
All right, all good.
So I was like, I'm not gonna get all these calls, not right now, not right now. We're recording.
If you need to step away, you can. I don't mind.
No, because I know they're gonna start calling, so the airplane mode will stop them from calling.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Let me see where we're at. ESPN, I lost you because I had to put my thing on airplane mode. Oh crap! Because I went to airplane mode. Okay. I'll go to settings and block the calls in a second. If you go to airplane mode, it won't let you look at online. That's why I was like, where did the ESPN go? Okay, now I'm back. The schedule. Where's this? Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry, guys, a little technical difficulties. It happens to everybody. Okay,
Yeah.
now we're back. Where are we? What was the last one that we did?
We're on Penn State, Oregon right now.
Okay, I'm torn between this because I agree with everything you said. It's a home game. It's going to be white out. So I'm still going to go Penn State and pick the upset, even though it's not really an upset.
Yeah.
I don't really think they're going to move much with whoever wins that game. Number 17, Alabama at number 5, Georgia.
Yeah, this one, I'm going Georgia. I still need to see it from Bama. Obviously, we kind of left week 1 thinking that Bama wasn't the Bama of old. And then people kind of just, I feel like as time moved on, they kind of just forgot. And we're like, yeah, Bama's amazing. Bama's really good.
Yep.
They haven't really proved, they beat Wisconsin. Nah.
I think he's going to be gone after this year.
Yeah. I don't think they've really proved that they're back yet. And I think Georgia has proved that they can, win against anyone. I mean, they went into Tennessee in their stadium and came away with a huge win. Give me Georgia here pretty easily, I think. I don't think Alabama is what people are still hyping them up to be.
Give me Georgia by 45.
45. That's crazy, Carlos.
Give me Georgia by 45.
Hey, you'll be the first one to say it if it happens.
I don't think it's Alabama of old. He knows how to recruit, but I don't think he knows how to coach.
Yeah.
Give me Bama by 45. I've said it enough times. UMass at number 20, University of Missouri.
Yeah, I've been really impressed. I've went on my rants about them before. I've been really impressed with Missouri. I think Kevin Coleman is a baller. I think their quarterback's a baller. Ahmed Hardy's a baller. Give me a Missouri by 1 million.
Yeah, give me Mizzou by 1 million. It's UMass. You shouldn't even get off the bus. Washington State at Colorado State.
Yeah, this is where I have to rant for a second.
Okay.
I've been saying,
take your time.
I've been saying on this show for so long that Zevi Akius is the best quarterback at Washington State. I mean, I've said it. I thought he was the starter, and all of a sudden, Jackson Porter kid. No offense to him or Jackson Potter. No disrespect to him. He finally gets benched after not playing very well, to put it lightly. Zevi comes in, and this guy is a good player. He's what we thought he was. He plays against Washington. He makes it a game. I know it never felt like Washington was going to lose, but Zevi had a good ball game. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think they look completely different with him on the field. Give me Washington State in an upset here. I think they start turning their season around with the better quarterback finally getting some playing time.
I want to see the spread before I. Wow, pretty tight game though.
Yeah.
CSU giving 5.5.
I think they're sleeping on my guy Ekias. I think he balls out.
I'm gonna have to go with Dylan because he's talked about the QB and he's back on the field. Give me Washington State just for fun. San Jose State at Stanford.
Yeah, listen, I lied last week. I lied. I said the exact words. I don't think I'm ever going to pick Stanford in one of these. But I lied. I'm going Stanford here. I think Micah Ford has been the one bright spot for that team. He's a really good running back. I don't think they lose this game. I'm picking Stanford, even though I told you guys differently last week.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this, but they already beat me once. They've looked terrible. Give me San Jose State.
Whoa! All right, I love it. I love it.
Appalachia versus Boise.
Yeah, this one I didn't do too much looking into. I kind of just picked Boise. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back to bite me just because they haven't been, the team we thought they were. But I don't think Appalachian State with they got that SEC transfer at quarterback. They've looked decent, but I still think Boise State gets it done.
Give me Boise. I don't think unfortunately they're a pretty good team, but they're not at Boise's level. Give me Boise. University of Kentucky at South Carolina.
Yeah, my feelings on South Carolina. I always thought they weren't that good. That being said, this is a game I still think they should win, and they should win solidly. I think Lenore Sellers being out there is, huge for them. I think they're not a bad team. I didn't think they were as good as the team as people hyped up, but they're not a bad team. And on the other side, Kentucky is not a very good team. I mean, I believe they're starting the new quarterback who there's a lot of hype around. Yep. That being said, I still think South Carolina gets it done here.
I'm going to pick South Carolina. They're playing at home. There's University of Kentucky playing a new quarterback, and he's bringing electricity to that team, but I don't think that's enough to stop Lenore Sellers. Is Sellers injured?
He was in concussion protocol 2 weeks ago, but he's back. He played versus Missouri somehow.
It's going to be South Carolina for me, and I think they're going to win it easily by 21 points.
I agree. I can see that happening.
Marshall at University of Louisiana, where Billy Napier should be shipped back for free, and no refunds.
Oh man, yeah. Tough for the Raging Cajuns just because their quarterback Walker Howard is out. Not sure if they're ever going to get him back. I think he might be done for the year. They haven't looked too good with the backup. I'm going Marshall here. Just it's a tough situation losing, a talented quarterback. So Marshall.
You froze for a little.
Uh-oh. Where did I get cut off?
You talked about a talented quarterback. And it's tough.
Oh, give me Marshall. It's tough for UL, but give me Marshall.
Give me Marshall. University of Louisiana hasn't been playing great since Billy left, and Billy should be shipped back for free with no refunds. And University of Florida should stamp him and send him back to the University of Louisiana with the rest of his staff. So give me Marshall. And the second to last game of this week's Pick'ems, since we don't have a preview, La Tech versus UTEP.
Yeah, give me La Tech here. La Tech, I don't think at the start of the year I would have been picking La Tech, but I think they've impressed me enough where I'm confident in them. Give me La Tech here.
Yeah, I think, La Tech in terms of level of play is a better team to me. University of Texas El Paso is just not at the same level of La Tech. Give me La Tech. And number 25, BYU at primetime and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, this is probably
10-15.
This is probably my dumbest pick of the week, but I just got a feeling, man. I said it last week. I need to see BYU get tested a little bit. I think this is their first real test. Obviously, Colorado has had a weird season where they just randomly went to a new quarterback for no reason. Caden Salters is the better quarterback. He looked it last week. He's played and they won. This is my upset of the week. It's dumb. It probably won't happen, and it probably will look really stupid. But I just feel I feel it in the air. I feel some weird stuff going down here. I think Caden Salters can get it done. Give me Colorado in a big-time upset.
Believe it or not, I'm torn because I believe in Caden Salters myself. And BYU hasn't played that well because they've been slipping in the polls.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Dylan on this one. Give me prime time in the Colorado Buffaloes.
I love it. I love it. We'll be fingers crossed together.
Yes. All right, guys. You know where to find my boy Dylan. On X at DylanOlive_UF and on Gators SI. We'll be back next week with a guest for the pregame and preview of hopefully win number 2 as our Florida Gators play the University of Texas Longhorns in the Swamp. Hopefully the Swamp is empty, so Scott Strickland gets the message. But I know a lot of students already bought the tickets, so that's just wishful thinking. But please, if we're starting to get blown out, I want to see a booze in the Swamp. That's all I ask. I haven't been in the Swamp since I graduated, but we don't deserve this. If DJ plays lackluster, we know we're not getting TJ, unfortunately, because we've got a stubborn coach. So, guys, we'll see you next time. What are your final thoughts, Dylan?
Final thoughts is we'll see you next week. Fingers crossed that I think we can beat Texas. I mean, I might still be crazy delusional, but I think we can. So we'll talk more next week. I appreciate you for having me, Carlos.
No problem. Like always, I have love for you and the wife. Thank you very much for all you do for me.
Of course.
And we'll talk next week, guys. Like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators. Peace.